what really piqued my interest on AI Force to begin with was ChatGPT plus Salesforce Focus, right? That was really kind of having the opportunity or the potential to really use this tool in a Salesforce lens, right? Everybody does their Salesforce for their day job, but having a little bit of an extra helper in your back seat, your trainer, your partner to kind of check things is I think everyone would always appreciate, whether it's a human or AI Force. So the training was really comprehensive. It was good intro to things in general, and then kind of getting into things of area of focus, validation rules, formulas, checking syntax, SOQL code, and kind of the nice addition of trailhead links was always beneficial too. If say you didn't know what SOQL meant, you never heard of it before, or how to pronounce it even, right? You could hit the link, do the prerequisites, and kind of feel a little more comfortable, and then jump into the trainings. I think employers and certifications will see it as, hey, this person knows a little bit about this area. I'm going to talk to them about the interview. It may not be enough just to hire somebody sight unseen, but it says, hey, this person has taken the interest in this area of focus, and they're taking the motivation to train themselves through a training, as well as to practice and use a tool to stay sharp, to improve themselves, right? Any employer always wants the employee to improve in all aspects, not just one particular sector. So I think it's going to be a good thing. And I think as time goes on and more people get exposure, you could quickly see a project come up that says, hey, I really want the employee to have, some sort of AI or GPT or AI Force exposure or training to kind of show that they're going to put a little extra effort into having a more sharp answer or more of a sharp response to the client. I think what I liked the most about the training was the formula content. Formulas are everyone's favorite challenge, because if the syntax is just not quite right, you'll be challenged to do it again. And maybe you're not familiar with every operator or value that's in the system, so having that kind of assistance is helpful. I liked also the format of the sections, part 1, part 2, or maybe like breaking down the requirements, because that was indicative of what you as a professional may see from your client. You may see a requirement or a story where you are given a request in kind of plain English, and then you as the professional it's up to you to kind of translate that to how am I going to demonstrate that in Salesforce. So the training helped kind of show you that roadmap, and nothing is a one in, one out. Obviously there's going to be reiterations, rerunning, building on itself. And it was nice to see in the training how you kind of could coach the tool to say, that's correct, or I don't think that's quite right. What about this? Like it's a conversational piece where you have hopefully getting to the right answer at the end of the day for your Salesforce to work the way you want it to work. And that's what I appreciate from the tool too, is again, you're the one that's in charge and the tool is assisting you, as opposed to the other way around. You have to remember, people start Salesforce journeys from all levels: doctors, stay-at-home people, parents. Maybe they used to work in IT in the 90s or a COBOL developer. Somebody who's got some sort of exposure to computers or technology, and they always bring that to any AI based focus. And so they may have to come to it from a different way. But again, by having whatever exposure you had coming in the door, the training does kind of start with that and kind of gives you the background you need. So you don't necessarily need to be a computer programmer to take this training. I think it was introductory enough that it was scalable. And I think that was what's nice too, is with the tool, with the AI Force tool, is that you really kind of can't mess it up. You can't break anything. You're not going to make a huge mistake and feel like you get the wrong answer or something. It's kind of the nice thing about it is, in the old days, if you Googled something and just where it's either dead end or maybe just a list of websites and you're like, I don't know what to do with this, and you basically, the user will drop off and kind of get frustrated and maybe move on. The nice thing about the AI Force is that it kind of leads an open-ended warm contact to continue. So you could maybe get nuggets of information, maybe start a conversation with the computer, and kind of like evolve from there. So I think that's the value of the tool too, is that it's not as cold as a bad Google search. It's a little bit more of a improvement tool. And then there's more to it, of course, than just what you get in the response. And like you said, the tool is only as good as the the date of the build and but I think as time goes on, I think it'll just continue to evolve. And I think that people I've spoke to who have used it for professional sense in Salesforce, everyone agrees it's kind of here to stay and it has nowhere to go but up. I think that's what it's going to accelerate people's Salesforce journey, is that sometimes there's aspects of the training or trailhead that might take a little bit longer. And I think by, the best way to learn is by doing. So you have your own dev org, you're doing your build alongs, or maybe trying something, your own project. This is a very valuable tool to kind of hopefully take what would have taken 25 hours and maybe you could get it down to 20 hours or 18, something like that, save it a day. And that's what it's going to be exciting. I think as people build things and AI continues to accelerate, the aspect of that is just going to improve. And I'm excited to see where the quality of stuff goes for my own builds. And it's going to be an exciting time. I'm really happy to be here. As they say, what a time to be alive. So